Man, this is incredible. People are paying me to drive their cars. So Monster.com back in 2017 did a study of all the valet companies or valet parkers throughout the different states, and surprisingly, Atlanta was the second highest paid valets in the whole entire country, and that's behind Las Vegas. On that list, Las Vegas, Chicago, New York, Miami, and Atlanta was number 2 on that list. And I think the valets were making, on average, about $36,000 a year, which is average. I know valets, plenty of valets, that are close to 6 figures, but I know they're $80,000 to $90,000 a year in valet parking. Now, they do work hard. These are extreme valets, and they do an incredible job, but valet parking is a serious, serious business here in Atlanta. I think the last time I got a lot of flack because I said that my valets only typically make tips, and I have to correct myself when it comes to tipping culture here in the United States. I saw a lot of negative comments, and it really actually hurt me because I want people to know we're being honest and extremely transparent, as we were in the last video, but I want you guys to understand that a lot of the tipping culture is a little bit different here in the United States than it is in a lot of other countries. And what I was learning, a lot of the people that were complaining were from these other countries. No offense, but here in the USA, tipping culture is a very substantial way to make a living. If you ever look at restaurant servers here in the US, they make an extreme amount of money. If you look at valet parkers, that's another example. They make extreme amounts of money. This is kind of funny, but if you ever look at strippers, same thing. Why do you think so many people strip their way through school? This is an excellent way for them to go to college. But regardless, tipping is an extreme culture, and it works quite well here in the US, and I want to explain how my valets get paid if you want to hear. So one of the options here in America, we have 2 different options. Option A, which is get paid $10 or $15 an hour, and the variance is depending on their experience. And then option B is to make strictly tips. Now, as you as a valet, which one would you rather have? $10 or $15 an hour, or if you work really hard and you hustle, I hate using the word hustle, but if you hustle, you can make $15, $20, $30 an hour. Which door are you going to choose? And 9 times out of 10, the valets will always take this option. Now, some of them ask, why can't you pay both? And honestly, it's not economically sound for the restaurants because they would have to pay us to pay the valets hourly wage. And if you had 1 or 2 employees out there, that's $10,000 a month. And honestly, I don't know what restaurant is going to pay you $10,000 a month to have valets stand out in front of your restaurant. So it doesn't work out that way. But that's a little insight on why we tip the way we do here in America and why it's such a successful industry. You never see a shortage of valets. I knew from my last video because I got probably 15 or 20 different applications for people applying to do this job, which we greatly appreciate. Thank you very much. But beyond that, it's a culture where it's fun. The harder you work, the more money you make. And I think that's what's brought so much success to a lot of the people that are on this channel. The harder you work, the more money you make. And I think that's what really makes America grow. So without being self-glorified, the last time I was here, we spoke about what you should tip a valet on a typical basis. And I said it on respectably anything from $2 to $5 for the average car. Now, if you're, again, a supercar owner, I would say, hey, if you're having a $100,000 car, it should not hurt to tip $20 to the valet to take care of your car. We're not saying that because we want to put more money in the valet's pockets, but it's realistic. You have a $100,000 car. I know a lot of you will sit there and say, hey, I don't want a valet in the first place. But if you're in some of these bigger metropolitan cities, you don't have an option. Bottom line, if you go to downtown Atlanta and you think you're parking yourself, good luck. It's not going to happen. You truly need to have valet parking services because A, generally the parking lot's about a block away. B, if you're out with your lady or with your guy or whatever the situation is, are you really going to want to walk a block or 2 uphill, downhill with heels on? You're not going to want to do that. You want to pull up to the front of the restaurant, get out of the restaurant, go inside, and have your car pull away. Now, if the restaurant has the real estate and they can VIP and put your car up front, then that's even better. You come outside, you see your beautiful, gorgeous car there. What don't you like about that? So when a valet comes on board with us, on average, they make about $10 or $15 an hour. And that could be at a high-rise community and they're parking residents on a consistent basis. And it's something, I don't want to say simple, but it's very consistent. That's what they do. And a lot of my valets actually love that. They do not want to run around all day or have to do this and have to do that. They want to come in, make their $100 a day and leave, and they have that simple lifestyle that they're perfectly happy with. Now, on the other hand, I do have other valets that work these other events that are just incredible. They want to go out there. They want to really work hard and grind, and that's where they make that $20, $30, $40 an hour. And I've had some extremes where some of my valets, and this is what I say, I call it Valet 201. There's Valet 101, which is the basics. There's Valet 201, which is a little bit more advanced. These are the valets that know how to really work the customers. They know how to establish relationships and create those regulars. And that dictates every single time a car comes out or a customer comes out, they give $10 or $15 or even $20 easy, and that's off of a simple Mercedes or something like that. So in those cases, those valets do make $40 to $50 an hour. So again, I go back to what would you decide? $10 or $15 an hour easy without really doing that much work, or making $40 to $50 an hour really making a job. At the end of the day, you work 5 or 10 hours. Yes, you've made $250 a night. And honestly, I was a valet for 12 years, and that's really how I started to build the company, invest, and other things to be where I'm at today. So a lot of times people think they're being forced to valet park. I have some car owners that come in, exotic car owners, and they're like, why do I have to pay to valet park when I could just park myself? I feel like I'm being, in a sense, strong-armed to pay you to park my car. And in a funny sense, I have to tell you a story. I used to think that way when I was in college. I was like, man, this is incredible. People are paying me to drive their cars. They're really nice cars. I love this job. But beyond that, again, it goes back to we can safely park your cars, and 99 times out of 100, your car will always be safe. Yes, accidents do happen and scratches might occur, but you have to understand we are actually out there doing a job. We're protecting your car. If you are in downtown Atlanta, let's use an example, crime does happen, and we're protecting your car for the most part, so your car doesn't get broken into or someone doesn't come and sideswipe your car, because we are the only ones that are parking in that area. A lot of times people will try to park in a valet area and the valets will come running saying, you cannot park next to these cars. We are fully liable for everything in this lot. So these are so many important reasons you don't realize why the valets are important and what they are actually doing for that $5 tip or that $10 tip. They're just not parking your car and going, ha ha ha. We're actually protecting your car and making sure things do not happen to your car in the future. Or if we see someone coming in trying to repossess your car, which is another funny story that I've once told before, these are things that we try to do to prevent things from happening to your vehicle while in our possession.
We'd like to thank Dream Car Exchange for supporting the VINwiki YouTube channel this month. DCX is an enthusiast marketplace with auctions for amazing cars happening now. We've got some awesome things planned with them over the next few weeks that I think you'll enjoy, so please stay tuned. But now, browse on over to their site and see if your dream car is the next one across the block.